Hey guys, it's CrystalRenèe here. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, thanks for joining. Hey my planty friends, welcome back to my channel. As you read in the title, today's video is going to be a plant haul. I'm going to be showing you 3 new plants that I added to my collection. But I do like to mention before we get into that, if you can give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't, that will be greatly appreciated as it helps my channel. I'd like to mention that these 3 plants that I am going to be sharing with you, I've had in my collection recently, or prior, I should say. As you know, a lot of my plants died, so I'm trying to replace them in any way possible. So I've come across these 3 beautiful plants in my local box store recently, and I just had to go ahead and pick them up. And if you're wondering why I'm wearing the same outfit, that is because I'm recording multiple videos in the same day. So with that being said, let's get into this first plant that I'm going to show you. I originally got the original plant at my local plant nursery. I actually won a raffle that they were doing, and it was one of my wish list plants a long time ago. If you guys have been watching, you probably know what plant I'm talking about. So with no further ado, let me show you my new Begonia Immaculata. Isn't she gorgeous, guys? For a long time, these plants were hard to come by, but now they are currently selling them at your local box stores like Lowe's and Home Depot. Maybe even Walmart. I'm not sure. My Walmart's a little skimpy, but I know that I could find this at Home Depot and Lowe's. And so I kept seeing it and I was like, I want one again, and here I have it. But since I've had it, I've kind of let it dry out. Well, it's still a little damp. The soil's still a little damp, but some of the leaves have been chipping off here. As you would notice about begonias, sometimes you may get some dried up leaves and such because they like a lot of humidity. So I plan to find a place in my home that has plenty of humidity to keep this plant alive in bright sunlight. Not direct, because you don't want the leaves to crust up and things like that. But this time I am going to try to do good by this plant. It is looking good on camera. It's looking really good. I was thinking of chopping it back, and that is my problem. I chop all my plants and I probably shouldn't do that. But I don't know. I might not. I might just leave her as is and let her grow much more than what she is. Probably stake her up so that she could, stick straight up instead of lean. But as you can see, she has those gorgeous red backs that are beautiful. And yeah, I just want to do my best by this plant and keep it alive. I must say, if it does die off, I probably won't get another begonia because I haven't had much luck with begonia. But because I'm trying to rearrange my plants here in my home and give like all my plants that need a lot of humidity a space to where they can thrive, I'm going to set this plant there and hopefully she does great. But yeah, this is my new Begonia Immaculata. Now the second plant I featured my old plant in a lot of my videos back then, and when it died off, I don't think it died off because I was sick or anything. I just think I placed it in a very sunny location where it was truly thriving, but I think it caught a bad case of spider mites. So that was the reason I got rid of this next plant. I was strolling in my plant section at my local Lowe's, and I came across this plant. Now, I wasn't going to get it at first, but you're going to see the reason I did get it. And this is a Maranta. Now, as you can see, it does have a little yellowing going on, and that is because this plant was oversaturated with water. So they typically have some yellowing leaves, which I'll probably have to remove later. But as you can see, this plant was fairly happy. It had some flowering going on. But the main reason I picked this plant up is because if you notice, this section of the plant is the original Maranta green, which I never had in my collection. I never had the original, so that is a plus. But the real reason I picked this particular plant up is because on the other side, as you can see, it was mixed in with some variegated bunny track Maranta. So I have a little bit of both worlds in this plant. So I was thinking about unpotting her and taking the variegated section out and potting it up alone. I just may do that. But there is a lot of growth going on all throughout this plant. And as I say, this pot is still wet. I have not watered it at all. But yes, that variegation is what I originally picked this plant up for. And it is nice and full, guys. Nice, bushy and full. And as you can see, this is what it looks like when it's pushing out new leaves. They look kind of curled up. As you see, those are curled up. Has another one over here that's curled up. That's going to be pushing out. So, yeah, I have to find a nice home for this plant as well. And the cool thing about this plant, at night, the leaves go straight up like that in a prayer motion. And that is why this plant is called a prayer plant, because it looks as if it's praying at night. And then in the daytime, it opens up and flare out as you see it now. So don't be spooked if you see your plant moving or hear the leaves moving at night, because that is what this plant does. I might have to get some footage of that happening so that you all can witness what that looks like. So that is my second newest plant. Lastly, this new plant I have, I can say that it is a Sigonium, and I've had a lot of Sigonium in my collection, and as much as I love them, I've really been having trouble keeping them in my collection. I don't know why, because I used to do good by them. So when I saw this plant, I kind of second guessed myself, but it was so beautiful that I could not pass it up. And I have not had this variety of the Sigonium in my collection before. Or have I? Maybe. I'm not sure. I had so many. But last but not least is this beautiful Sigonium butterfly. Can you see how beautiful this plant is and why I couldn't pass it up? It is huge, guys. It is already trailing and looking beautiful. Now this plant, I do plan to take a cutting or two and root it up and put it on a plank so that it could grow even larger leaves and just look beautiful. But guys, I don't know. Should I cut it or should I keep it like this? I kind of like this look on how full it is. It is so big, guys. I don't know if I can get the whole thing in the frame. And you won't believe how much I paid for this. This plant was only $12.98. That's how much it was. And I think with tax, $15. That is a steal. So I couldn't pass it up. Of course, it has a little imperfections in some of the leaves, but that's okay. It also has a lot of new growth going on as well. Here's one here. There's a few. Here's one there, there. All over it has plenty of new growth. But I know when I had Syngonium, Jay, he's tweeting like crazy. So the leaves are normally this size here. I never really had the full-on largely matured leaves, so that is another reason why I picked her up. And guys, I am so happy with that. This plant is beautiful. Just want to hug it. So yeah, I do have to find a nice spot for this plant to go as well. But I just couldn't pass these plants up, guys. So now I do have a surprise for you all that I know you have been waiting on and waiting to hear about. I have some more plants that I want to show you, but they're not for me this time. I know that you recently saw my video where I was showing you what I had been propagating, right? So I went through those cuttings and I chose some that I like to share with you all in a giveaway. So what I have for you all are this Royal Hawaiian Purple Hoya. It is nicely rooted, so the lucky person that receives this cutting will just have to pot it up in pond or leca or soil, whatever substrate you choose. But from my experience, they grow so well in pond. But either way, it will thrive, trust me, because I grow the original mother plant in soil and she's doing great. So, no. I think the original I had in soil, but I just currently converted it to pond, but it grew well in the soil. So, either way, whatever medium you decide to grow this in, it will shoot off. And when you get those new purplish color leaves, you are going to be so amazed. So to a lucky planty friend, you will have this rooted cutting in your home. The next cutting I have for you is this beautiful Syngonium Silver Splash. As you can see, it's a little bit different. It is somewhat similar to the Exotica because the leaves get large like that. If you look at the pattern on the leaves, it is very pixely. Let me get it close up. And it has plenty of roots and a new growth point. So to a lucky planty friend, you will receive this beautiful rooted cutting, which will grow so well for you. Next, I have this rooted Obovata, which is a 2-leaf. rooted cutting. I'm going to leave the leca on there because I don't want to disturb it, but you can still pot it up in soil with the leca attached to it like that. So one of my lucky planty friends, you will have a chance to win this beautiful obovata cutting. And last but not least, I have this rooted Hoya carrii. As you can see, it is a beautiful cutting, and I don't know if you can see, but if you look closely, she is starting to push out a new leaf. So to whatever lucky winner, you will have this obovata and not worry if it's going to grow, because I know there are some Hoya carrii that are single leaf and they won't grow, and that is because they don't have the stem or any roots. Some people just cut it here and stick it in the soil and it'll live, but it takes years and years to put out a new leaf, if any. But this one will actually grow, and as I mentioned, it's actually pushing out a new leaf as we speak. So to a lucky planty friend, this could be yours. Now for the rules. The rules are fairly simple. All you have to do is be subscribed to my channel, follow me on Instagram, and also leave a comment below with the hashtag #PlantyFriends. And once you follow those rules, all you have to do is join me on my live. I will be doing a live giveaway with these cuttings. So when you're on my live and I see that you joined and you follow all the steps in the live, I have to see that you commented on this video and that you're subscribed to my channel and that you follow me on Instagram. And because you're on the live, you will know that you won, because I'm going to do a fun little game via live. And that way you guys can interact with me live, because I haven't gone live in such a long time. So I thought that would be a fun way to do it in a fair way. So I guess there's 4 steps. I will keep you updated on when that live will be. Keep a watch in the community tab for when I'm going to be going live. I will post it there so that you don't miss out. So hope to see you there, because these babies need a new home. And if you watch this video to the end, you're greatly appreciated. And as I always say, enjoy peace, spread love, and be blessed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you never miss a post. Share with all your planty friends. And follow me on my Instagram so that we can interact.